Thank you all so much. This promotion means the world. To bigger challenges and greater successes. Our projections show a significant downturn. We must reallocate resources immediately.
This feels different. Better.
It does. We're trying.
I know it's not perfectly.
But it's ours. That's enough.
It is. We can rebuild this together.
I know. It won't be perfect.
But it's worth it.
It is.
One step at a time.
The short video clips you just watched is a story about Ada, who got promoted at work, and her husband became insecure. The night she got promoted was the same night he stopped sleeping peacefully. He smiled in the photos, he toasted to her success. But inside, something fragile cracked. Because sometimes it's not infidelity that breaks a marriage. It's insecurity that goes unspoken. Ada had always been brilliant. She worked at a global consulting firm in Lagos. Long hours, high expectations, sharp mind, sharp heels. The kind of woman who could walk into a boardroom and command silence. When she became Regional Operations Director, it was historic. Young, female, powerful. Her husband Tunde was proud. At least he wanted to be. In the early years, they were equals in ambition. While Ada kept rising, Tunde's business plateaued. He was steady, dependable, hardworking, but not soaring. And then came the late-night strategy meetings, the emergency weekend retreats, the frequent travel, sometimes with her junior project manager, David, a smart, energetic guy in his early 30s. Nothing inappropriate, nothing scandalous. But perception is a powerful thing. At first, Tunde asked casually, "Do you really need to travel every weekend? Why is he always the one going with you?" Ada would sigh. "It's work, Tunde. I can't choose the team based on comfort." She wasn't wrong, but he wasn't crazy either. Trust issues don't always start with evidence. Sometimes they start with comparison. He began checking the time more often. Started noticing how her phone buzzed late at night. Started imagining conversations he wasn't part of. And here's the dangerous part where he never said what he truly felt. Not "I'm scared," not "I feel left behind," not "I'm afraid you'll outgrow me." Instead, he became distant, sarcastic, cold. One evening, she came home exhausted from a 3-day business retreat. He barely looked up from the TV. "You must be tired," he said flatly. "All that teamwork." That was the first time she heard accusation in his voice. She dropped her bag slowly. "Say what you want to say." Because pride is loud, but vulnerability is whisper quiet. The tension grew. Small arguments turned into sharp exchanges. He started withdrawing physically. She started staying longer at work. The very fear he had began creating the distance he was afraid of. One night, during a blackout, sitting in candlelight, everything came out. "I don't think you need me anymore," he said. Not angry this time, just honest, and that changed everything. Ada didn't shout. She didn't defend. She listened. For the first time, she realized his insecurity wasn't about David. It wasn't even about the late meetings. It was about identity. He married a woman who once leaned on him for direction. Now she was leading hundreds of employees. The balance had shifted, and no one talked out about it. And here's the truth society doesn't prepare couples for. Success changes dynamics. Growth requires renegotiation. Love is not static. That night, they made new rules. No restrictions, reassurances. She became more transparent with schedules. He stopped assuming the worst. They started scheduling time at work could not touch. And most importantly, they talked before resentment could build a house. Trust isn't built it's built by consistency. Months later, nothing dramatic had happened. No scandal, no betrayal, just two adults learning that marriage isn't about who shines brighter. It's about whether both people still feel seen in the light. Sometimes the real threat to a relationship isn't another person. It's silence. It's ego. It's fear wearing the mask of suspicion. And if you're married or preparing for marriage, understand this. You think trust breaks because of another person. Sometimes it breaks because of comparison, because of pride, because of fear that whispers, what if I'm not enough anymore? Nobody prepares you for this part of marriage. They teach you how to fall in love. They don't teach you how to survive growth. One partner rises, the other must rise emotionally. Not in income, not in status, in security. Because insecurity is quiet, but it is destructive. It doesn't shout, it imagines. It creates stories without evidence. It fills silence with suspicion. And here's the hard truth. A strong woman is not a threat to a secure man. And a successful man is not competition to a secure woman. And marriage is not a scoreboard. It is a covenant between two evolving humans. If you cannot celebrate your partner's growth without shrinking inside, then the real issue is not their success. It's your identity. Love is not proven by control. Trust is not built by surveillance. Respect is not maintained by ego. It is built by conversations that feel uncomfortable, by saying, I'm scared, instead of, who are you with? And maybe that's the real lesson. Every late night means betrayal. Not every promotion means distance, but every silence, if left unattended, becomes a wall. So choose honesty before imagination. Choose growth before ego. Choose partnership over pride. Because the goal was never to compete. The goal was always to build. And if you're building right, no promotion should ever feel like a threat.